Hello, everybody. Welcome to the BHN Scrubber Show on the What the Football channel. We follow the Washington Commanders. We think they're a great team. We think they're going to do really good this year. We just had our first preseason game, which we feel was pretty good. We had some cut downs to get down to 85, and we also are going to look forward to the game next week. And of course, I have my boy with me here this week again. BH, welcome, BH.
Hey man, good to be here. Yeah, it was a good game. I mean, preseason for sure, but seeing those new guys out there, I liked it. I mean, it was a loss, but for me, preseason, I don't worry about that too much. But
Right.
yeah, I thought it was great. I think overall, I think just to start off on the negative and to get it out of the way, obviously, was I think a big thing that happened was the Antonio Gibson fumble.
Yep.
Most people maybe not familiar with the team would say, well, fumble's a fumble. It's preseason. Who cares? But we know about his history. He knows about his history. So anyway, where this goes, there's already talk already that they may just kind of limit his role to kind of what he kind of does more, maybe even cut his snaps. There's been all kinds of different talk. I know coach isn't coach isn't happy with him, but also I can tell. I saw coach's press conference. He was cranky as hell. A
Yeah.
lot of questions about AG, and I just think he's just unhappy with the situation, just mad that it even happened. Because I think he knows what a weapon AG is, and you know what I mean. Knows what a great player he is. So it's just frustrating as hell for him. As a
Yeah.
coach, he just hates it.
Yeah, me too. I remember last week we said on this show, I said I have this dark part of me in my heart about him and Curtis Samuel as well. So Curtis Samuel is
Yes.
be wrong. He's done really good, but Antonio dropped the ball in the preseason in a bad spot too. And it
Yeah.
turned out to be, a fumble's a fumble. If you're way down the field and you're across the 50, that's fine. But when you do it in your own territory and it turns into a touchdown for the other team, that's no good. So he continues in his ways, and we'll see. Maybe that shakes up the running back room and refocuses everybody. That one fumble will refocus everybody on the team. I guarantee it. So let's hope that it's a help, and hopefully
Yeah.
he can regain what he's been doing for us because I think he's great, and we have a solid running back room, and let's move forward with it. So.
Yeah, and we did, and we got to see Robinson, and that guy's super impressive, man.
You're great.
He's
You're really good.
man, that guy. Yeah, so yeah, we'll be fine right there. And
Yep.
if it means, if we have to dilute AG's time in games
Yeah.
and maybe put him towards a certain plays and certain things, that'll be good for him,
Yes.
good for Robinson, be good for us.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
maybe this has just helped the coaches make a decision. So yeah, so that was the one downer, but everything else looked pretty darn good. If there's anything that was negative, it was usually we had some guys who were on the bubble anyway, getting beat late or missing tackles. But
Yeah.
they're not difference makers. They're not even going to be on the roster, and that happens. We got to see Wentz. He got that drive. He would have probably had two touchdown drives if Antonio hadn't fumbled that ball.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
he was on. So, but I like the way Wentz looked
The O
and the
line
way
looked really good.
really did, and how at quarterback looked good. Yeah, the O line was doing great. So it was good to see those starters. It was good to see. I liked when we got our running touchdown with our new running back. Leno was out there, Norwell was out there,
Yeah.
just pounding.
Pointing
Yeah,
down.
and he just
Here's
yeah,
our boy. So yeah, it
it
was
was
good.
great, and he walked right in because they just opened that hole. Their linebackers were a little late getting there, but I wouldn't have mattered because honestly, they just would have gotten trucked. So it
Yeah.
was just best that they hung back
He's a big
because
dude and he knew
I
what
would.
he wanted. I wouldn't want to get in his way either.
No, and he looked good. I liked the way they had a really good design screenplay for him. It just wasn't one of those plays where Carson went back uh, protection was breaking down, had to get rid of it. And it was set. He squeezed out. He knew he was going to get it. It was just a nice setup play, good for the young guy. And man, he just took it and ran. He looked smooth. I mean, that's good. He's not just a pounder. He's a guy who can get the ball out in the flat and do some damage. And so, yeah, that was awesome.
He's got J.D. McKissick, who is the master of that, probably coaching him, helping him along with that. J.D. is a great veteran to have in that room to help these guys with those exact things because he's the master of that. So,
yeah, he is so good about, and he watches the ball into his hands before he turns, although he's super quick. I mean, once that ball hits, he's upfield and he knows he's gone. So, yeah, and he had a couple plays and he looked great. And now we've got a couple guys I know at the very end of the roster, kind of Bonifon, who actually made the cuts. He's still on the roster, and
Jonathan Williams.
Williams.
He looked good.
He looked real good, dude. Yeah. So, yeah, going forward, we may see Bonifon moving on, unless he does something special. Because, yeah, man,
Jared Patterson looked good.
Yeah, see, it's going to be hard. I mean, at some point, like we've always talked about, you can just see the way the roster's laying out. And it was good to get one game in to see those guys play, because then you're like, yeah, that's the guy we know. That's the guy. And so, the guys on the bubble, you can start to see that really quick.
Yep. I really like the way that Sam Howell was connecting with like Dax and Alex Erickson and Armani Rogers. You could see a real good connection there. Getting them passes down.
All those receivers, I guess, in a way. I mean, I think there were some drop passes, but I mean, you could across the board, all the receivers did good, and we really do got to give super props to Armani Rogers, man, because I mean, that guy was a quarterback in college. I mean, this is a big change for him. He decided, because he's an athlete, decided to move to tight end. And even I think he was in there with the first string, because there was a play or two from Carson Wentz to him.
Yes. Well, because Reyes is out, Bates is out, Logan's out.
Yep.
There doesn't leave much left. So, who else is there? Cole Turner and him, right?
No, Turner was out too.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, it was like, it was a mess. I'm trying to think who, the other young guy. I mean, we really got these two really young guys that played almost the whole game. I know we got a free agent in there who's probably going to be gone. It was Curtis Hodges.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. He did good.
Yeah, Curtis did a good. And I don't even know if Eli Wolf got any snaps, to be honest with you.
That's a pretty full room when everybody's healthy.
But now, really losing Samus, he just was injured, so really didn't make an impact. But it was good to see Armani Rogers play so good, a guy who's really playing a whole new position. Just on a side note, that guy, Armani Rogers, holds the record for the longest touchdown run by a quarterback in NC2A history.
Really? 100 yards?
99, they said.
99?
Yeah, took the ball. Hey, if that guy can take it 99, that's the guy you want at tight end. So,
I think being a quarterback helps you understand what the tight end does too.
Great point. So, I mean, you when they call out routes and stuff to you, it's not all what, and then formations when they call the play. What the formation, when you hear it, you go, okay, I know where I'm supposed to be in the formation. So, yeah. Well, all in all, let's look at these. I mean, like you said, Curtis looked good. I don't think Jahan really even had a catch, but he was out there for a lot of plays.
He was.
But that's the flow of the game. That's really how it goes. That's nothing on him. Alex Erickson, like you said, looked good. I think Dax Milne is really showing. That's going to be one of the more interesting things when this camp gets down to the cuts. Who's going to be the return guy? And you look at Erickson and Milne.
Yeah, they're studs. They're young studs, and they make it happen. I like Dax from last year. I thought he was really good. So,
yeah, he's really showing up. I mean, I'd be honest with you, I wasn't I mean, I thought he was okay. I wasn't that impressed, but this year he's got shown something special. So yeah, I mean, all in all, the offense looked pretty darn good. It'd be nice to get some of those tight ends back next week against KC.
Yep. Yep. At least out there for the first set of snaps or two. Don't make them play too long, but yeah. Logan's going to be a while anyways. I
Yeah.
don't know what's going on with Bates. So we'll
Yep.
have to wait and see.
Yeah. Defense was kind of a mixed bag, but it's sometimes with these things, it's so hard to when you don't have all your starters and you got guys. You never know. It's preseason's weird. And people freak out when they give up plays. But then on the other side, if they shut someone out, they lose their mind and say we're going to have the best defense in the NFL, and everyone just has to chill because it's the preseason, dude. Anything can happen.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, all around, I was looking just to see. I thought Jamin did some good things. I really loved our backup D line. Daniel Wise looked very strong. We talked about Daniel last week.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
we liked him, dude. He does great.
Yeah, he did really good.
James Smith Williams was in there. We just said it at the same time. Yeah,
he got great. Yeah, he got in on a play and sacked the guy, and he slapped the ball away. So he did really good. I was just trying to think. Yeah, I know. I didn't really see much. I was kind of surprised. Did not see FAO Bada in there very much, but I don't know. You never know what's going on.
Yeah, I only saw just bits and pieces of the game. I did scroll through all the plays just on Yahoo Sports just to see what everybody did. So I saw Casey Toohill's name in there, and James Smith Williams was in there a bit, and like you said, Daniel Wise was in there. Some of our DBs got a little bit beat up, so they were picking on.
Yeah. Guys. I think I think Bosby got torched a little bit, but the one guy that really stuck out, I was looking at Pro Football Focus. Believe it or not, they actually tracked preseason, but they were only grading players that had 20 or more snaps. And one of them was Stephen Parker, who I think he came in and got a sack. Well, he graded out as a 90. Actually, Willie Beavers, the offensive lineman, they gave him a nice grade. But Stephen Parker did stand out for his speed and just overall. He looked like he didn't look lost out there at all. He looked like he fit. That'll be an interesting thing because we got quite a few DBs. I mean, let's be real. I mean, we're pretty loaded safety and corner. So he looked really good, but he is one of those guys competing for a spot.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
But yeah, overall, I can't think of anything else to say because it is preseason. So I mean, I got to give it a thumbs up. I thought there was some really good stuff that we saw. No one got hurt.
Right. So a couple of other negatives that I could say is that we had some penalties that were uncalled for. A couple little things here and there, and then of course our boy Joey Sly missing the extra point. So that doesn't bode well. I see those things as bad omens, dude. I just really do. So I hate to be negative Nelly, but that just doesn't bode well for me. So
yeah, man, your first kick and you shank it. So yeah, that was weird. So unexpected too. Not a few. I mean, one thing if they're asking him to kick a 53-yarder, not an extra point.
Yeah, the extra point that should be like 100%. So who was our boy last year, and we finally got rid of him about a third of the way, halfway through the season? Who was it? He went to the Chargers. Anyways, he was just one of them. He's just spooked and just couldn't overcome it. And so, you just hope that, these kickers, man, missing that first extra point the beginning of the season sometimes just will just eat away at their brain like a bad worm, dude, and just get in their head. And every time they kick, that's probably all they can think of. So hopefully he can shake that off. So, and the penalties, that like a face masking and forget what else we had, like a unsportsmanlike, I think somewhere in there. So they got to tone that down a little bit. I know coach doesn't like it. I know I don't like it. So those are what wins and loses of football games. Fumbles,
Yeah.
Missed field goals or extra points and penalties. That's where you lose the game. And we were coming back. Good kudos
Yeah.
to Sam Howell for he scored 2 touchdowns and he orchestrated a couple good drives that got us down and back into the game. Deep into the fourth quarter, we were back. We were ahead. We did that 2-point conversion, and we were up 21-20, and the defense just couldn't hold. And the Panthers got that last field goal, and so it was a close game. I thought the boys did.
Yeah.
To see a rookie like that orchestrate that fourth quarter, it was a couple touchdowns, I think, that brought us back.
It was. And now, didn't he get a 2-point conversion for us too?
He did. Yeah. There we got the two. He
So,
threw it to Alex Erickson, actually.
okay, good. Well, yeah. And I think, like you said, like those kind of things, um, the extra point and the personal fouls, fumbles like that, that that doesn't matter if it's preseason. You just don't even do it in preseason. I can see a busted play in preseason. I can see a guy do a misread in preseason.
Yeah.
I can see a guy blow his coverage because he thought okay, well, yeah, no, you're here. Okay, that stuff's all fine,
All
but
right.
not the three you name. You don't fumble. There's no personal fouls. You don't miss extra points, and that doesn't matter when it is.
Yep.
So yeah, those things got to get cleaned up.
And I'm sure coach was all up in him too. You know what I mean? I'm sure when you sit in the room and have the meeting, boy, you're sitting in the hot seat. So and you're going to get it. And then I would hope it would be that way. Coach
Yeah,
can't grind on you too hard, but I'm sure I would hope that he's saying exactly what we're saying. Look, those things cannot happen. Zero chance, never do that ever. And so
yeah,
hopefully they got the message and because this is a great team, man. Those things will undo us like they did last year. Those are the exact things that undid us last year. Just stupid little mistakes like that and games we could have won. Fumbles by
yeah,
by Gibson against like the Chargers and they just turned around
yeah,
like in one play and got a touchdown on us and we were winning that game. We were on a drive that could have sealed the deal and we lost. So yeah, we'll see.
yeah. And that was a bad, like you said, that was a bad omen for the rest of the year.
It is.
So, well, I guess the next thing here to talk about is our cuts.
Yep.
So, I can't say that there are any surprises except for the two injured reserve. Alex, what is his name?
Alex
Armas, the
Arma.
fullback.
Yeah. That's too bad
Yeah,
about that because I like fullbacks.
yeah. And Samus just could not get over his injury. I think it was, and so the way I read it, they can just stay with the team. They're on injured reserve. They can't come back to the team. There's a thing called an injury designation where they come up with a plan. They get paid for a certain amount, and then they become a free agent.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
Yeah.
So they could do that, and that also allows them though to go out and then also become a free agent and then sign back with the team.
Right. Injured reserve out
So
for the
if
season designation, I think it is.
yeah, so they can and so they can So I think right now, as it stands now, they're still part of the team. They just can't play for the rest of the year. They're on injured reserve. But if they come up with some kind of designated injury plan and they pay them for games, it's like games played or games missed. It's some kind of a weird formula. Then they become free agents. They can sign with anybody or come back to the team. So it might be a way to do that. And then in week 7, they say, no, we'll sign with the team, put them on I don't know if they can put them on the practice squad or not. So anyway, we'll see.
Yeah.
And then,
No one's
who else
going to pick them two up injured anyway, so we're good there.
No, I think so. Then I think we lost Bosby. Bosby got a little torched
He did
in that game, and so
he got
he was
picked
a guy
on too. Once
he
they
did.
saw they could pick on him over the middle there, they just kept working it. So
Yeah, that wasn't a surprise. Dion Calhoun, the guard, um, he was let go, but once again, not a surprise. There'll be more guards to go to. I think we got a couple of guys that will probably just get because they want to keep those guys for the games. They don't want to kill our guards. Let them go out there and play. So that wasn't a surprise, and Oh, Troy Apke.
Yeah, we really
Not really
like
a,
him.
yeah, but not really a surprise. And, because you just got these younger guys we got coming in, Percy Butler and everything. And then this young kid, Stephen Parker. Although I think Stephen Parker's been around a little bit, but he played really good. Those guys can play special teams. Um, and, and really, Apke was not a difference maker playing defense. He
Right,
never really stood out. He was good on special teams. And like we always want guys who are, yeah, you can play special teams, but we want you to also, make an impact on defense.
right.
So
Whereas Parker and Butler have more potential.
yep, without a doubt, it looks like it. Yeah, especially Percy. So yeah, so that's it. And so I guess we're gonna go again. I guess next week it'll be next Tuesday, right? Same show. Five more cuts,
Yep.
which will probably be pretty generic. I don't think there'll be any shock.
Right.
And then the big one, of course, is after the last preseason game. Now that's huge because then we're knocking off about 14 guys or something.
Yeah. Yeah. If you're keeping 10 or 11 on the practice squad, that's 53, 63 or 64, say. So
Yeah,
from 80 to 64 is like 14 to 16 guys.
yeah. So that's always the big one. That's where then you kind of there are some surprises like wow, and they're good surprises. If a guy is let go, it means he got beat. It means the better player showed up. So
And it's always a
um,
balance of, do you keep 6 receivers, 7 receivers, 10 linemen, 9 linemen? I'm sure there's some kind of formula for all of that. So,
yeah, yeah, without a doubt. And then, yeah, with the injury, I mean, there were only the bad injury group just seems to be the tight end. So, hopefully, if those guys just slowly but surely start coming back, that would be great.
that would be
You
awesome.
know,
Yep.
especially when, yeah. So we got next Saturday, huh? The 20th.
Yep. 4 o'clock Eastern in Arrowhead Stadium. Is that what they call it? Has it got some
Yeah, I
kind of
think.
weird asterisk
Yeah,
name?
yeah. Arrowhead. Yeah. Chiefs, good team.
Yep.
That'll be interesting. Ron did say the starters would play. He did not go into any detail, not surprising, about how long they would play. So but that's fine. He did say they'll play. So that's kind of cool. It's always nice to see the starters for a little bit. And then from there, we get to watch the scrubs battle it out and see if, who can rise to the top. For me, that's always fun to watch.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's going to be on the NFL Network for those of you who get that. I don't, so I'll probably follow it on Yahoo or on the NFL app and just kind of watch it on their little display thing that they have there. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I'll check it out. We can get it on. You can actually listen to the broadcast too. I got it on. I think I downloaded iHeartRadio,
yeah.
so you can actually find the broadcast there. I was
There
kind of
was a
thinking about.
broadcast of it on YouTube as well.
Oh,
I
good.
found that some guy was running the channel where you had the broadcast, the local broadcast. I think it was for actually for the Panthers. Kind of sucks to listen to that, but they're a
Yeah,
little
yeah, yeah.
Panther
That's good.
heavy on that, but still.
Yeah, better than nothing. Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead now. I got this iHeartRadio app. I'll just go ahead and get that and listen to the Commanders Network and listen to the game.
Well, hell,
Um,
I'm gonna do that then.
yeah, it's a free app, iHeartRadio, and then you kind of tap around to kind of find the local uh, town, and so I got it signed up. Yeah, so I thought about NFL Plus. It's
Yeah.
pretty inexpensive, but
Oh,
only
just
for
to
the main.
listen to it on the NFL Plus, they
Yeah,
got the two different tiers. You get one's like $4.99 a month, and one's like $7.99 a month. So it's their
yeah,
it's the what do they call the NFL? What it used to be called?
Game Pass,
Yeah, Game Pass.
Game Pass. Yeah,
It's
I
actually
know.
cheaper
I was
though.
sitting there go, well, that's good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
79 is cheaper. It
Well,
used to
hey,
be 100.
oh, wow, really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's expensive. Oh, two other things. Before we close it up, um, they were talking about Scott Turner is now going to be on the sideline,
Yeah,
no
I
more in
like
the
that.
booth. Yeah, I thought that was kind of interesting.
Yeah, and I
So
believe Ron said it was they were asking, well, when did you make that before Carson came or after? And I think he alluded to that him and Scott talked about it. So, Coach has been, with that Mills guy that left. I think Coach is, Coach probably talked to Mills when he got fired. Coach is probably telling these guys, this is what I want you to do. He's got to step in and make a decision. You know what I mean? You can't just leave it up to these guys. He wants it a certain way. He's the head coach. He should be telling them this is what you're going to do. And if you're not going to do it, I'll just get somebody else to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's hope he's up against it.
Go ahead.
No, I was saying he's up against it. He is. Sounds like he is telling people, look, I let you try things your way, but now I want to do things my way. Because at the end of this year, we're both going to be gone if we don't get this thing going.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I forget the other thing I was going to talk about, but maybe it was just that NFL Plus or iHeartRadio to listen to the game. But I thought that was kind of cool. I like the idea of having him down there. He can be close to the quarterbacks, talk with them right on the field. And I think the other thing he alluded to, it goes straight, play calling goes straight from him, I think, to the quarterback's headset. So instead of it being relayed down and then sent from the sideline, yeah, that's BS.
Yeah, that's no good. You went direct. The more you cut out the middle stuff and just have a direct, between the two is better. I think he said it went to the quarterback coach and then up to the booth and then back down again or something. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. That just seemed crazy to me.
Yeah, it does. And, they still have people up in the booth that can work with Turner, let them know what's going on, what they see on the field.
Of course.
From up there, they can. So yeah, that's what you pay those guys for. So anyway,
yeah,
I just thought that was kind of a nice note. That was to me that was positive.
I think it's good. It really puts Scott Turner down on the field. Let him get a feel up there in the booth. It seems a little sterile. You know what I mean? If you're down there on the grass and you hear people, you're down there smelling what's going on down there, hearing everything that's going on. When you're just up there, you don't hear what guys are saying on the sidelines. You're just not in the milieu enough to get the feel for the game. So if you ask me, down on the field is the way to go. Get in there.
I agree. You get a feel for you can get a feel for how the O linemen are feeling.
Yeah.
They're feeling frisky. They're feeling worried, if they're feeling beat, if they're feeling this, all of it. Like you said, you get a feel for where guys are. It's going to influence your play calling.
Yep. And let's hope he gets a little bit more aggressive. He does have a tendency to start up a little slow and a little conservative. So we'll see.
Yeah, he can be conservative and predictable. So come on, Turner, get down on the field and go crazy.
That's right. Let's go.
Yeah. All right, man.
Because we got the Chiefs coming up, man. You got to do something. Thank God we're only playing them in the preseason.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, no kidding. All right, well, let's do it again, man. Next Tuesday, another cut down show.
Yeah.
And all right, well, thanks. Good show.
Yeah, thanks, man. So thanks, everybody. We'll see y'all next week, and keep cheering for the Commanders, man. We're looking for a Super Bowl ring this year. So thanks, guys.
Let's get a victory.
Hell yeah.